All right, so let's go over the trade recap here. I ended up taking a trade on gold, just a win. I did cut it short though. But yeah, so let's go over the logic first of all. So we engage with this low right here, right? Which we previously had. It's pretty much the same trade you saw me take. So we had SMT with this low here between gold and silver. We break it. And this is pretty important. We do have higher time frame SMT off of this low, so we maintaining the forex pairs, right? I believe the gold pairs did trade into it. Yeah, all gold pairs did, but the silver pair didn't, right? So yeah, this also breaks SMT, and this also SMT, the forex pairs. So we can trade something back into the range, right? It makes total sense. Large expansion rate into the objective. We can get a new face of price. I am not really too concerned. I was looking at this, but I'm not really too concerned about this daily low, right? Because it's pretty far in time. And if you look, we reached this monthly low pretty much and a monthly gap, right? So this is way more important than the daily low. I don't really care about that. So then let's look inside the day. So what does the day do? Opens low, expands, right? And then we consolidate. So what do you require? When you're trading consolidation, right? Since there's an initial expansion in Asia and London and early New York, and you have consolidate. So you have 10, right? Manipulate the low. And so you have two stage, as you can see here. It looks a lot cleaner in the 90 minutes, so allow me to use that right there. So relevant swing sees pace between these lows, right? Relevant swing. Obviously, because we don't reverse off of this one, so yeah. And technically, this you see this low, it's not a swing low on silver, right? So we demand that this low to be manipulated. So literally just two stage right here, right? Look at these guys. This was gonna be my original TP. I'll go Y over why I actually closed early. But yeah. So this also closes PSP. So that's pretty much it. That has to be it to go higher. I don't was expecting even silver to get here. So I should probably trade silver. I could be honest, even though it would have been pretty brutal break even, but yeah. Well, unless it didn't go break even until we hit higher day. Anyways, so this is the framework here. I'll come back to it in a second, but it's probably important to be with over what these houses are doing, right? We want indices aligned to be bullish and oils to be bearish. Technically, right? That's the highest probability. So what do we have here? We had SMT with this low. What does the ES do? It breaks the SMT. You know, YM failed to manipulate this low. So we break the SMT, NQ holds it, and we expand, right? The only thing is like this is not really tradable. This turns into seek and destroy at open, right? There is two stage at open, by the way. I believe it's like this low. YM does not take that low. Right? But the problem is that YM puts in double figure swings right here. And ES right here, my bad. Right? Yes, right here is the weakest asset. You almost never see this. See how like technically this means that NQ is the middle asset and this is the weakest. You do not want to see this. If these were two were swapped, if this was NQ and this was ES, this would have a way higher probability set up to trade higher from. Because if you look at it here, that's like the only like in EQ this range, right? Because we don't want to see deep retracement. That's pretty much the only like not really EQ, yeah, and this premium. I guess no, we still had this, yeah. It's just a new 4-hour face of price where new 4-hour C2 in the forming, and but this is not, again, it's not really tradable. It turns into seek and destroy, and this large expansion here, it's just a Trump tweet, man. Even this expansion lower, I believe at 8 was Trump tweet, yeah. Whatever, crazy markets, man, crazy markets. So these are aligned, right, for expansion areas. Same thing here. Again, whatever. Not gonna go over it. Even this is aligned, same thing, right? We maintain this SMT while taking previous low. That's literally perfect. Even oil's bearish. The problem here, man, is like I don't know why this also had to do this. I don't know why RB wanted to do that. I'll actually put a chart here so you guys can see. So this is the weakest house over here, and And we had strength switch, man. Like this had to deliver. I don't know why I didn't do that. It was between CL and HO though. I believe it's on the 30 minutes. So this is 4 hours empty fill. Yeah, true. I also technically I could have traded this, by the way. But yeah, I just missed that. Anyways, it did not deliver. But yeah, and ideally trade this house. Anyways, it would have been a break even. But like this is clean, right? As 4 hours empty fill, 30 minute strength switch, second stage, right? That's literally perfect, and it just never delivered. I don't know why, but again, since we have no cracking correlation, we're still leaving these low. So I'm assuming this is a deep retracement, right? That's probably why cross section was pretty bad, right? The delivery, I didn't even go over that. You'll see in the lower time frame in a second, but the delivery, right? This is just seek and destroy, and the delivery lower even here wasn't the cleanest. The delivery higher here wasn't the cleanest because we were all expanding the same direction, right? And this is something pretty weird as well. Like if I pull up, I never look at these right most of the time. If I pull up DXY right at the same time, look, you see all at 10, right? Well, all like every asset expanding higher. That's like super low probability. Ideally, you always wait for some sort of manipulation, right? Because like now you're paying a weak asset, right, with a weak dollar, right? I mean, technically here it's a strong asset with a strong dollar, right? But you want to pair a weak asset with a strong dollar, okay? These technically they should move for the cleanest expansion. By the way, it's not a requirement, but they should move in opposite directions most of the time. Again, not the biggest like requirement and whatnot. Like it's really just not needed, but yeah, like our I don't know what RB was on, man. Like there's nothing. I don't know why we want to put in new high debt, but we did, right? So there's that. But still, like, so I'm assuming this is just a retracement. So these are aligned bearish. So like the framework is there, man. And yeah, let's go over the trade here. I took it on the 1 minute. Oh shit, that's gonna take a little bit too. So technically the SMT is there, right? But it's from here, which is not the cleanest, right? That's why I required a little bit more. I'm trading 1 minute. I'm recording silver also to reverse here. Right? Even though this is trend switch, like that is trend switch. Let me go. Okay, I don't know why TradingView does that. It literally just teleports me back like a couple weeks for whatever reason. Right there. All right, doesn't really matter as much, but I like keeping it tidy here. All right, so I am demanding silver to reverse as well here. Obviously, gold chart is right. I'm not going to go over that, but so this is the first CSD, so you could have technically traded this gap, right? That would have been way better. But again, I'm demanding this to also V-shape. I just want to see a little bit more. I did also see this a little bit late. Like you could probably take it here, if I'm being real. So it's not the best execution ever. And so I was going for potentially, right? I was definitely not partial at this high. These highs were here, these equal highs. And then order run for this, right? And I ideally take silver. I'm just taking gold because I'm technically fading 4 hour here. It's just not the best. Like ideally take silver, but obviously I'm not trading away from these lows. I'm assuming gold. It's probably a better reason to reverse here. So if it's gonna reverse, so it's not like an A plus trade either, man. Yeah. Anyways, new expand, right? So that's where I enter right there. And then this happens, man. Like once I'm in this trade, holy, like I'm just like I don't know. Like it again. This is what I was talking about. This delivery is pretty ass, probably because these assets were in a very deep retracement. So the fact that we didn't even expand lower right here, the fact that I don't know, like came back and like expanded lower, right, invalidating this, um, it's like it's pretty insane that that did not happen. Considering what these were doing, Yeah, like this has literally went for a new high day. Anyways, crazy. But that's why the delivery is pretty poor. So I went and decided like to go for 2R. So that's like around 2R. Like I was like, okay, like if you look at 3 minute, like if you look at 3 minute, this turned into seek and destroy, right? So I'm like here, I measure my position. Like once you get that CSD, you see where my entry is. There's no gap there, I believe. Yeah, there's like 5 minute. I mean, my entries are on the 5 minute, but once we retest this 3 minute with CSD higher, that's when I go break even here, pretty much. It's also around. It did already move 1.5R. So per my rules, I can go break even there. I mean, I have mechanical break even 1.5, but in this case, I also record this with CSD because we didn't hit anything, right? So like in this whole leg, silver didn't hit anything there yet, right? As you can see, it's just leaving equal highs. So I was in new validation. Let me do this, man. Like just when I saw this, the fact that we had to resoup this low really, and then expanded and like started like CSDing lower, and we did this bit of PA. I'm like, okay. Technically, I should have done better. It's just TP here at this high, or when the gold before it's gold pairs hit the high, which would have been here, I believe. Yeah, it's like around here. Anyways, like I could have probably just left it and TP there, right? So I gave up about like about 0.5, 0.6R. I don't know if I feel it's exact there again, but with this pretty bad delivery, also pretty much I had to go off the charts. I obviously was break even, so I could have just left it there, but I was like, you know what? I think this 2R is probably fine. I could have probably taken this high again, yeah. Just it definitely is hindsight because I don't know. I feel like this move higher wasn't like to be considered clean. I don't even know if it was gonna have like necessarily. I was confident in the setup here, but like once we did this, like I was like, probably a shitty day. So then like, but if I was holding for this, that's the crazy part is that as you can see right here, I'll put that up. So we end up gearing SMT with higher day, right? So for whatever reason, if I was in this, I'll probably close. I'll probably close for sure because like this day is pretty shit. Like it's just consolidation really, and so like these highs right here, these equal highs we left. That's probably a good reason. SMT there's probably a good reason to cap the day because you have to remember we're trading a reversal day on the daily. That S is a relatively small wick still, right? Not so much on silver. So yeah, I was for internal range liquidity. Silver wanted to trade into this gap. But still that can definitely hold, right? We're trading counter trend to like the weekly profile. So you want to be a little bit careful. Like that definitely can hold, right? For at least today. That's not too hold for till tomorrow, but I have to TP before that. And then I don't know. And yeah, like pretty much Trump just tweets, oh, you guys remember what I said about Bob making it wrong tonight? Yeah, I'm not doing that. That's I don't even know how he's allowed to say these type of things. That's just quite crazy. That's just like supreme, like supreme rage bait. I don't even know where. So yeah, that was a trade right there. I could have definitely managed it better. I would have definitely like the better thing I could have done is definitely just TP here. Right? That makes sense because it's a relevant swing. Obviously, higher time frame wise is a fair swing, but it's like yeah, in lower probability conditions, you want to TP longer, for my opinion. So yeah, it's not too bad at TP at 2R. I think it makes sense. I really did not want to see this trade. Like, cause it could have done something like this, man. Like, you know, I don't know, put another stage SMT here, stop me out break even and delivered. I was really not up for that. I've seen this type of PA deliver like that. So yeah. Also, like biggest thing is like we do not create 15-minute gaps after I enter, right? So I enter in this candle. We just consolidate. Like look at silver. The main thing is like I'm looking at silver. Obviously, this is not bearish, bearish reversal, because we're just consolidating. But like you do not want to see silver do this shit. Like this literally barcode PA. That's like yeah. You see that there's no gaps, right? With 30-minute, there's nothing. There's only the initial like gaps on the 5 and 3 minute. Yeah, pretty much. This V shape, and then we can solve it. It's like, yeah, it's pretty bad. Anyways, so that was the trade right there. Pretty quick, or pretty simple trade. I mean, it's like the framework is there. Just the delivery was pretty ass. It's been like this. It usually happens when there's like random ass news events. By the way, the delivery will be like this. I don't know why, but yeah. Anyways, so that's gonna be it.